Over the years, I've learnt much about Filipinas by speaking to and listening to them carefully. When one does this over time, you start to understand more around how their mind works. In some ways, they're like most women worldwide, and in other ways, they're very unique in how they think. We've all heard the stories from foreign guys who'll tell you that a Filipina will cheat on you at the first opportunity. Well, clearly, these guys really don't understand a genuine Filipina, her morals, beliefs, and values. Now, having said that, it is true that even a Filipina with the very best of intentions at the start of the relationship may at some point cheat on you. And right here, I'll give you 7 reasons why she'll do so. So, if you're in a relationship with a Filipina or are thinking of being in a relationship with a Filipina, this video will provide you with much insight into what may cause her to go against everything she may believe and either have an affair or leave you altogether. So be sure to buckle up and stay with me here. Reason number 1 is rather simple, and that is that you chose the wrong type of Filipina from the start, where she was in the relationship for all the wrong reasons. Perhaps her main interest was what you could offer her rather than wanting a genuine, loving relationship with you. Even though she may marry you, she may still view you as simply as a stepping stone to get where she wants to be in life. She knows without you, she has no chance to realise her dreams, and so to her, it's worth sacrificing her values and morals to get what she wants. You must know that such a Filipina is willing to lie and deceive you, and although she knows it's wrong, she'll push that thought to the back of her mind. In her plan, she knows this relationship is temporary, and at some point in the future, she'll seek out another more compatible man to share her life with. This often happens when the foreign guy rushes quickly into the relationship and invests emotionally and financially much too fast. And in the end, he'll most likely pay the price. Reason number 2 is that from the very start you lied to her and promised her the world, but delivered next to nothing. When people first meet and they get to know one another, as you get more serious with each other, you talk about what the relationship will look like once you guys marry or start living together. I've seen guys who really talk themselves up so the Filipina may think he has more money than he really does. In fact, he may have very little savings and is living off his pension. Some guys may tell her that they'll travel and explore their country and have a wonderful time together, but in the end, he may send her out to work and they never go anywhere or do anything. If they're living in his country, he may have promised that she can go home every year or so to visit her family, which for many Filipinas is very important. But instead, he tells her they don't have the money and she's greatly let down and feels deceived and unloved. Over the years, she may look back at what you promised her but delivered nothing, and she may feel that her life is now rather empty, so she looks to find a life with more meaning, care and love. Reason number 3. Well, we all know Filipinas are vibrant and passionate women who have needs like any other woman their age. What can happen when a much younger Filipina is in a long-term relationship with an older man where over the years, as the man ages, he loses his sex drive? Those moments in the bedroom may decrease dramatically or even stop altogether. For the much older man, this is not a worry for him, but for the much younger Filipina, she's still at the peak of her sexual drive. No matter how much she may try and fight her urges, in the end, she may be tempted to have her needs filled elsewhere, even though she may care deeply for her partner. This may be indeed against everything she believes in, and she may feel terrible, but she knows she can't fight it any longer. Now, one would think couples with such a big age gap would realise this is very possible at some point in their relationship and talk about the possibility well before it becomes a problem. But sadly, I've found that many of these couples never bring this subject up with each other in hope the issue never eventuates. Reason number 4 is that you show her no intimacy, which is different from what we talked about by having no sex. You have to know that most women not only crave intimacy, but they need it. When I talk about intimacy, I'm talking about how a couple show genuine care, compassion, understanding, and love for their partner. It can be anything from helping her to wash the dishes or to do some housework, through to giving her a neck or foot massage after a tough day, to sharing personal information with your partner that you've told very few, if any people at all before. Simply, it's the feeling of completely sharing yourself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually without fear or hesitation. If a Filipina, or most women worldwide for that matter, are not getting intimacy from their partner, they can feel alone, isolated, and uncared for. And so finding someone who can offer them intimacy may be an attractive option, even if it's in the form of what some people refer to as an emotional affair. This is where someone will not have sex as such with the other person, but they'll form a rather intimate and close relationship in other areas that's normally out of bounds when someone's in a committed relationship, and this can cause trust issues if the partner finds out. Reason number 5 is when you treat her like a slave. Now, whilst most foreign guys do look after the Filipina pretty well, I do see some that treat her this way. It's clear these guys chose a Filipina because he knew he could dominate and control a Filipina who may be far more subservient than a woman from his own country. Sadly, these guys do exist, and even the most loyal and loving Filipinas will have their limits. Over time, she may seek to escape the abuse and control of such a man, even if it's only one day a week or a month where she has an affair with another man. You can be sure that in the end, most of these Filipinas will end up leaving her dominating and controlling partner, which is really no surprise here. But sadly, I do see some Filipinas where no matter how poorly she's treated, she'll stay because her values and beliefs are too close to her heart to trade in. Reason number 6 is a follow-on from the previous reason, and that is more around a man that controls his Filipina. He'll keep her at home as much as he can, and in fact, he may even tell her that she can't work just so he can watch her. You can bet that any time she goes to the shop, he'll go with her, and he won't allow her to get a driver's license to take that independence away from her. Now, these guys will even take it to another level and dictate to her what she can and can't wear, and even what food she can and can't eat. Just because the man may not like the food that she likes, he may demand that she never cooks or even eats those foods again. This is food that she's been used to all her life, and now through his control and dominance, he seeks to control every aspect of her life to satisfy his own selfishness and to make himself feel like some sort of man. Reason number 7 is once upon a time, you and your Filipina had a very loving and caring relationship. Now, we all know just how much it means to a Filipina to have a man and family that she can call her own, where she works hard to create a loving life together. You can be sure that these are the sort of relationships she'll dream about as she's growing up, and when she gets the opportunity, she'll do all she can to make it happen. Unfortunately, as with some relationships all over the world, the love, care and closeness over time can become wider. Couples here may start to take one another for granted, or have such busy lives that the couple loses focus of the relationship. Although such couples may feel the relationship slipping away, they may avoid talking about what's happening, and before they know it, they feel rather empty inside. The Filipina may ask herself what's happened for her partner to stop loving her, and so over time she may seek an affair or another partner who will love and care for her much in the same way as her partner did at the start. We must know that no relationship is ever guaranteed, and although Filipinas can make amazing partners, they do have a breaking point. We need to put into our relationship each day to make her know without doubt she is appreciated and loved. Doing this will simply give her no reason to look to have an affair or to replace you permanently. So be sure to choose wisely from the start and then focus on what's important in your life, so this will be something you won't need to worry about. We all hear those stories where a Filipina had an affair or raced away with another man, but we never really hear the full story. We only ever hear the end story. You can be sure the 7 points that I spoke about here cover the full story in most cases. These are the things that go on in a relationship that many others will never see, that in a sense force the Filipina's hand. Now don't get me wrong here, I don't condone cheating in any sense. If someone isn't happy for any reason, they should try and talk through the issues, and if they feel they can't because they fear the man, then find a way to break out of the relationship without having an affair. But having said that, and considering some of these controlling and vindictive men, I do understand how some Filipinas may go down this track. Just be sure to look after each other, and you can bet your relationship will be fine. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.